I'm Cody, we got Dustin, we got Justice, and Dean. I don't fucking care where Dean is, he ain't here. GoreSkinCoffin, and you are listening to Honest Brutality!
Created by the people, created for the people. No holds barred, no punches pulled, just honest brutality. I don't know what the fuck you guys are thinking, but you don't ever talk about my band again. What's this honest brutality shit anyway?
Honest Brutality.
Hey everybody, welcome to Honest Brutality. It's Big Sloppy with Evil Irk and the Butcher.
What is going on?
Hey, yeah!
So, listen guys, I've been shopping for a band for my daughter's wedding, and I think I found it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, a lovely band called GoreSkinCoffin. How you doing, boys? We called these guys up. We're getting ready for the Redwood MetalFest, and Goreskin is one of the bands on the ballot, you might say. And they are what you might call a heavy band.
That's putting it lightly.
A little bit.
A little bit heavy. So, hey, why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves and let people know what you're all about.
My name's Dustin. I play guitar.
I'm Justice. I play bass.
I'm Cody, and I scream in the fucking microphone.
Hell yeah!
I like it. I like your attitude, son. And you do scream in the microphone. We found that out firsthand. We were listening to your guys' stuff earlier. And I have to call you out, though. I heard a song. I saw the title was Opus. And for the record, it sounded nothing like Beethoven to me at all, just so you know.
You know, I tried really, really hard, but it just wouldn't fucking fit.
Nice. How would you guys describe your sound, man?
I would describe it with death metal with black metal mixed, probably with little classic death metal, new metal roots. I don't know. It's kind of hard to describe. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I'd more describe it as black metal with a little bit of death metal in there, but that's hot.
With maybe a sprinkle of new metal? Is that where you're going?
Yeah, we'll go with that too. Whatever.
What?
Yeah, I got the Go-Go's vibe in there too. A little Justin Bieber.
Yeah, not at all.
Yeah.
You guys are a no holds barred, straight ahead assault on the senses, but it's badass. How long you been doing this?
GoreSkinCoffin formed around late 2010. Our first CD came out mid 2011. It was called Corpse Filled Caskets. It was just me, Dustin, and Justice and Dean, our drummer, who's not present with us, together at kind of formed out of the ashes of several different bands. One of them being Hallucinant with Cody and Dean together. The other one being Boreum with Justice, which was a good tech kind of indie grind band. And another one of mine being KGK. Yeah, it's kind of been going on and off since. Our last EP or our last album came out this last year. And yeah, we're working on a new EP right now. Actually, we're recording right now, presently in the studio, recording a new 3-song EP. And we're just going to keep going until it's done.
Wow, you guys aren't messing around. Well, the stuff you have now is some of the heaviest stuff we've listened to in a while, bar none. I put it on, and I was like, oh, my God. And I was thinking of the venue we're going to be playing down in Ukiah, and that downtown's going to fucking melt.
It's going to be pretty good. Autonomous is pretty cool. We played, I've seen them play, and they're more like they're like a trippy like instrumental band. But yeah, I think we are going to be the heaviest band that's actually on the bill.
I would say you're probably right.
I would say at this point, from what I've explored, that's a fair assessment.
We don't normally get too many invitations. There's one other really heavy band in Mendocino, Embryonic Development. Usually when we do play in Mendocino County, it is with Embryo. They're fucking our good buddies, our good bros. But other than that, we don't normally get too many invitations to play, the fucking the country fest in the Mendocino.
Well, you guys are metal as fuck. Let's just get that out of the way, which is badass. And we've learned to walk the line with our show as far as, what's widely acceptable, so to speak. And you guys are kind of an extreme act, and that's a good thing. Your musicianship is technically badass.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What drove you, though, to pick that genre and to stick with it? That's kind of what I'm getting at. Not everybody chooses that, and what you're doing is a step above what a lot of guys are doing out there just banging around the garage. So why?
Well, I got bored.
I think all of us probably started with like new metal likes. You know, we all came from that upbringing, and I think once we kind of honed our musicianship as new metal, musicians, we kind of wanted to up the ante in our musicianship, and that kind of pushes one musicianship, on and on and on. I think kind of that's where we're at today, and that's where we're taking it. We're just going to keep going with our musicianship takes us. We're all kind of progressing as musicians, and I think most musicians would say that. Most musicians would say that they're not up to scale or they're not liking of their musicianship or skill right there, so they're going to keep continuing to pushing themselves, and that's kind of where we're at right now.
Right.
One of the bands that I had played in was with a buddy of mine, and it was called Boreum. That's where I met Dean, the drummer, and for GoreSkinCoffin. And the guy who wrote most of the material was really into Mr. Bungle, heavily influenced by Mr. Bungle, and it was kind of the most extreme thing that I've done so far, but just kind of the level of technicality that was required to play the songs, I got infatuated with it, and I just kind of ran with it. And so I think playing this more extreme style of music is kind of fun in a lot of ways because it does test your skills and abilities.
And I've always just wanted to play the most loud, crushing music I could. I mean, my first
That's badass.
Straight grindcore, I did the low gutturals and stuff like that, and then got with these guys and started doing the highs. And my whole thing is I just want to play music that I can see people start riots to,
Well, rest assured, I think you got that in the bag.
Yeah, mission accomplished, brother.
Thank you. Do what I can. But yeah, that's pretty much why I'm doing it,
Cool.
So you guys mentioned your musicianship a lot. Musicianship doesn't always lead people to the most extreme, balls to the wall form of music all the time. So what about your musicianship led you to this particular genre? I know you guys mentioned Mr. Bungle, which in itself is a very extreme form of music and one of my favorite bands, but what led you to the basically wall of noise that is this genre most of the time?
Some of my heavy influences were, early Morbid Angel. I think obviously
nice.
A huge influence on me and Dean. Being guitar and drum wise, Morbid Angel is probably one of the most heavily influenced one. I mean, we're both huge fans of new metal too, which would lead us to bands such as Slipknot. I would also think Slipknot is a heavy influence on me and Dean. Dean drum wise, Joe and Jordanson, and me, Mick, guitar wise, being a huge influence. And I don't know, we're all in between from Dying Fetus to Pantera. We love all good music. You'd be very surprised what all of us are influenced by, I think. But I think some of the heavier ones come out in GoreSkinCoffin are obviously, ones such as Morbid Angel, Suffocation, Dying Fetus,
like the Little Emperor,
yeah.
Here,
some newer black metal, so yeah, it's Behemoth or things of that nature is GoreSkinCoffin,
Right.
The heavy side of.
Are you guys formally trained or are you self-taught on your instruments?
Yeah, I think you're going to be surprised to know that we're all self-taught musicians.
Absolutely. Your drummer Dean, now he's not with us, but that guy's a fucking savage.
Yes. Dean is a fucking savage. Dean the Machine. He's not with us right now, but
he's all about speed.
Yeah, he's writing fucking drum tabs as we fucking speak. That's why he can.
Yeah, that guy's he's an animal for sure.
Absolutely.
So make sure that he knows we give him props because his playing is outstanding. I'm a drummer myself, and I'd not go up against that.
For your type of music, as heavy as it is, do you guys have a hard time scoring gigs? Because you're not mainstream metal by no means, and you're even past what we would typically call extreme. So finding gigs, you guys even alluded to it to some degree. You don't get invited to a lot of things. Are you guys having a hard time finding gigs? Or are you able to fit right in wherever you go?
Yeah, it is pretty tough to find gigs in this area. A lot of Mendocino County, with the exception of Embryonic Devourment, it's a lot of more like the scene's a lot. There's a huge punk revival that's going on right now. One of the promoters, Old Growth Productions, he's pushing a lot of punk gigs. Brian Sticky Tips is he's a great guy. He's pushing a lot. It seems like more kind of straight thrash, and so we do have some issues getting on some bills because we are kind of like an odd man out in terms of our sound. And I understand, promoters don't want to put the same bills together. So the few bands that we do match up with, it's like they end up being the same bills.
So far between.
Yeah. So we end up, going out, I think most of, a fair bit of our shows have been in like the Red Bluff area over there.
Ophidian?
Yeah. At Ophidian. Yeah. And Dean and Dustin are both from Red Bluff. And so,
right.
They fun and they all those guys in those bands all grew up playing together and stuff. So
really, I was in Red Bluff today.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So where are you guys out of right now? You're not in Ukiah, are you?
Yes, we are.
Oh, you are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Me and Dean were both born and raised in Red Bluff.
Well, we won't hold that against you. That's okay.
Yeah. What the fuck we got out of that place? Fuck.
That's like they say, Red Bluff's a great place to be from. Far from, right?
This is not your first event with Sticky Tips or your first festival in this area.
But I think this is
I'm pretty sure it is our first event with him ever. I'm if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, this is our first bill with that Sticky Tips has thrown together, and I think this is our first fest technically.
Very cool.
Like scale. So this is largely the biggest show we've ever played.
Oh, cool. Right on. Tell me a little bit about growing up and coming together as musicians.
Dude, I can't even remember 2 days ago. How the fuck am I supposed to remember growing?
Yeah, growing up for me, like I started playing guitar at 12, and I had a buddy up the street who played bass, and we had a little red radio wagon or whatever those things, the red wagons. Used to wheel it, pick up his bass amp and wheel it down to my house, and we started out playing Metallica covers and stuff, and I eventually met a couple buddies in high school, and they were doing way more extreme stuff than I was even used to. I was still listening to metal at that point, but that's when I met Dean, and then and so the sound though really did evolve from starting with Metallica covers, and I got into more death metal and thrash like Opeth, Nevermore, and a couple of other couple other bands, and then by the time I got to the extreme stuff, it was like, oh, this is really interesting. It's very intricate and stuff, and all the parts have to come together, otherwise it sounds like shit.
Right.
And it just sounds like a train wreck, and
it's challenging.
Yeah, and Dean has a very straight forward kind of like grind background. He's all about the grind, and Dustin and Dean, having grown up together playing together, I think they got it locked in, and they both drive off of each other's influences and stuff, and I think it just their union keeps it together, and I think it's hard to say like how we all got to where we are, but it's so funny saying I started out playing Metallica covers. Like, I'm sure my mom.
No.
A lot of people did, buddy. A lot of people did.
The gateway drug of heavy metal.
Yeah, that's for sure. Well, you guys have been awesome guests. Is there anything that we didn't ask you that you would like to share with the audience?
I think we're good, man. I mean, I got to act like a jackass on the radio show, so I'm good.
Right on. Well, just for the record, is this your first radio show?
This is our first fucking interview.
Oh, what?
Right.
We popped some cherries today.
We popped some GoreSkinCoffin cherry.
Gross.
That sounded awesome, didn't it?
Hey, well, listen, I'm glad we could be your first radio show. Hopefully we're not your last, man.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully, yeah.
Well, check it out. I'm going to be down there. Butcher's going to be down there for sure.
I may.
Evil maybe will be down there. We're all going to be down there at the show. We're going to have a booth. We fully intend to spend a little more time with you guys down there. We want to take you live on Facebook a little bit, get you out in front of our fans a little more. We're going to get you a little bit of exposure on the center stage here with some other bands at the Redwood MetalFest here real soon. So hopefully, get some people, you guys in some people's ear holes and see what happens.
Awesome. We're looking forward to it.
Is that the only hole I get to get in?
We'll discuss that later.
If a Butcher drinks enough, you never know.
You got $50?
Yeah, I do actually.
Lucky man. Hey, how does the listening audience connect with you? How do they find you, reach out to you, find your music, etc.?
Facebook is our very, best means. I think the music
this way these days it's very hard to push on people unless we're playing shows. And like we were talking about, it's pretty difficult for us to book shows, locally right now. But our Facebook page, we also have a store that links it to it, and you can find our music, our album, our current album, our old album, and T-shirts and whatnot. And YouTube also is another big, form of, music these days that people push upon people. So YouTube is another big way, and also our Bandcamp has all of our current music,
and that's all under GoreSkinCoffin.
All under GoreSkinCoffin, yeah.
Perfect.
We're very, we check our page, whatnot, and we have plenty of everything ready to go, and we're just waiting for the shows, and we appreciate the time and everything, guys. Thank you.
Pleasure was ours, guys.
Yeah. There will be another time.
Excellent. We're looking forward to it.
Holy shit, those guys were fun.
It's really heartening that we talk to these bands that are all over the world, and they tell us they're from small towns, and we don't always relate because we can't geographically go there and experience it.
Right.
But we've both been to this small town,
yeah.
and we know what the dynamics are.
It is a cool little town, by the way.
It is super cool,
and a great place to hold a festival. By the way, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Probably a great place to raise a family. I mean, it's a nice area, but it really is in the middle of kind of nowhere, and I don't mean like in a bad way. I just mean there's not a lot there.
It's not a drive-through area. You have to make that
it's a
destination.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's really cool to see these talented group of dudes get together, do what they're doing. And again, Brian, Sticky, Tips, and the Redwood MetalFest. This is not just for the record. This is one of many shows, but this is kind of the big show. This is the one.
Right.
So, if you're in California, or if you're coming out this way, this August 19th, come on down to Ukiah. Check this thing out because you're not going to be regretting it. And not only that, it's free. It's a free frickin' show.
Look, my favorite concerts are free.
And my favorite beer.
My first favorite beer is free. My second favorite is cold.
This I know, my friend.
That's right. Anyway.
That's why the fridge is empty. Now check it out. Go over, give these guys some love. Spread it around. Buy their music. Follow them on Facebook, whatever it takes. Help them out. Give them some support. You're not going to be
share,
sorry.
For God's sake. Jesus,
absolutely.
right.
Share them around and give us some love. Come on over to honestbrutality.com. Check us out. Check us out on all of our socials. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can also find us on Rock Rage Radio. We have 2 shows there, one on Saturday, one on Tuesday. Come on over. Give us a listen there. In the meantime, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We really appreciate it. Be good people. Take care of each other. And most importantly, stay metal!
This is GoreSkinCoffin, and you must stay!
Straight What's your name?
My name,
Oh, you don't know your name? Well, that's interesting. Probable cause. Out of the car, sir. You have the right to remain silent until... And anything you say can and will be used against you when you, fuck this shit!
August 19th, 2017, Ukiah, California. Redwood MetalFest, presented by Mendo Metalheads, featuring Potential Threat, Infex, Autonomous, Schizo, Sinner's Request, back to the grave, spreading disease, and many more. 2 stages of free, all-ages show in downtown Ukiah, brought to you by Mendo Metalheads, Honest Brutality, and Rock Rage Radio.